Hey everybody, how's it going? Welcome back to Grizzly Valley, and it's been a little while since the last episode. I've been working on Rhinestone Island quite a bit, and I know it seems like this series was totally dead, but it's not. I actually really like this little town so far, and I really like having a bit of a change of pace. Getting to play with all the different snow assets is lots of fun, so I thought we could go back and play this save again, work on some more Grizzly Valley. So what we did last episode is we finished up with this area over here. We did all the detailing and stuff, and we also finished our neighborhoods out. And what I mentioned at the end of the episode is I said that what I wanted to do is I wanted to have a big mountain range kind of coming off over here right alongside the downtown area, and I kind of wanted to just like slowly integrate little neighborhoods here and there, kind of going up into the downtown area, and eventually maybe even having some ski resorts and some little mountain homes and all that stuff. So that's still the plan. I wanted to do something like that, and you can see here I've already started on the mountain. I've got the mountain kind of shaped out over here on this side, and these I kind of left a bit smooth still. They haven't been detailed out yet, or roughed out to look like actual mountains like these have. And I'm gonna get to that eventually, but I wanted to leave this little smooth area here so we could make some sort of ski resort. I'll be shaping it up more when we get to that in the future, and I'm also going to probably be having some sort of interchange that turns into a highway that goes over here as well, and then that highway would eventually connect over to this highway down this way. So we still have some more work to do in terms of moving things up and into the mountains a bit, and because of that I didn't want to go and do any shaping around this area or any of the foliage stuff quite yet, but we'll get to that eventually. Got some pretty cool new assets for that. I've got some different like ski resort objects like this ski lift main terminal and this ski lift V2. I've also got I believe some like ski flags and stuff, some of that stuff in here and there, so that'd be pretty fun to work with. And then I also got some new trees, some little pine trees, some Siberian pine trees, stuff like that. So we got some stuff to work with, but as you can see, I did also go in and add one more neighborhood. I actually recorded all of this stuff live, and then I just totally didn't even record my mic volume. So that's all just going to be thrown into the time lapse, I'm sure. But this is the final result so far. So I'm going to be going in and throwing in a few more neighborhoods around here and trying to move from this very dense grid kind of thing into a more organic shape, kind of like these out this way. So that's the plan, and I think we're going to try and get some more of that neighborhood stuff in to try and balance out the RCI, try and satisfy our worker demand that's over here right now, and then hopefully by next episode we can start on our new ski resort. Alright, so now that we got our new zoning in here for our new neighborhood, we got some houses moving in, and that's fantastic and all, but we actually do have some more demand for commercial now. We're probably going to get some more demand for office space, for jobs, and all that stuff, so we're going to have to keep that in mind. And I do have a little bit of industrial over here, but I don't have nearly enough to provide jobs for everybody that's going to live in this entire area. So we're definitely going to have a few different little, probably very small office districts here and there. So we'll keep that in mind. But also, one more thing to note, and I just noticed that I missed a spot here on the zoning. But we are going to have to at some point get a bus route going, because as of now it looks like we have a little bit more just standard residential traffic than I would like to have, so we'll probably get going on that pretty soon here. I don't think we've done really anything quite yet besides just put down a few very basic things here. I remember this train station was supposed to be or you know what, actually I did put these metro lines down on purpose, so I think with that in mind I'll probably have to make a metro line as well, so definitely a lot of room to work with on our whole public transit system. But as of now, why don't we go ahead and just put down some more commercial and keep that going. I think I'm going to also try and do a little bit of office zoning kind of around these areas, just to kind of fortify our demand for, or just our workforce in general. So let me do that real quick. I don't really want anything growing on this street, so I'll do this and this. That should be alright for now. And I think I'm going to also just zone this one all the way out. I know I was mentioning putting a sort of mall type thing down here, so I don't think this is totally unreasonable to have a few little office space areas kind of surrounding the mall. Got our little media market over here. And then over here, we'll probably do some more commercial. Now the question is, what kind of commercial? I think probably just low density commercial will be fine. So I'll throw a few of these down here. Maybe like one there. Let's see, parking wise, I kind of want to maintain what we're doing already over here with kind of like nice parking setups all around. So I'm going to try and keep doing that through here. Let's grab our parking lots real quick. That looks pretty good. Fantastic. And then I think I'm going to have this road kind of just loop around again and eventually come back this way. So I'll pull this out for a second here, grab that, delete this, and then should this connect over here maybe and have some buildings back here or something? I think this is a great spot for some office space for sure, since it's kind of like back and by all the parking anyway. We don't really want to have it up close and near the mall. Although look at these really cool looking buildings. This is super nice, very modern. I like that. So we'll do some more office space over here. I think I'm gonna bring this out a tad bit like that. Awesome. Obviously no power. I'm gonna have to handle that here. I think you know what, I'm gonna make these high density actually. I think having a 4x4 high density building there would be awesome, and then I'll do some lower density kind of surrounding it over here. This is where the main avenue is going to kind of move, and I'll have the street. I think I'm going to have the street run right through the middle of it, and we'll have a little crosswalk so they can walk straight through. So we'll switch to this. Obviously, no parking, you know, right there. That's awesome. So we'll keep that space reserved for that. I wonder if we have any good buildings we can kind of put right up close here. I'm trying to think of what would fit well in this little area. You know, I don't think I have a whole lot of ooh, I like this lodge though. This winter resort lodge. I'm going to use that quite a bit later on. Although it kind of would be a cool little piece for just down this way near the mall anyway. You know, I think I might actually do that. Ooh, I like this building here. Yeah, I think I might do this, and then we'll do some little walkways, some get some little outdoor seating. I love the look of this lodge, man. This is a great looking building. I think I might try and mirror this on the other side, or maybe not. Actually, I don't think we actually have the space for that. But if we bring this over here. Okay, I got this. So we want to have another entry point, preferably using something that already exists, an intersection that already exists, and I suppose this could kind of count as that, so maybe we'll do that. Bring us up to here. Is that what I did over here? Here I did like a little indent so we wouldn't have just a tiny little strip of land, or strip of road, right between these two intersections, and it's still pretty small. It's a little smaller than I would like it to be. Yeah, it's not ideal. That's a little too small, I think. Unless we just kind of cut this off here and have no road access to this side, which kind of doesn't make a lot of sense, though. Well, no, if this connects over to here again, it'll be fine. So I'm going to just cut this off then. We'll leave this how it is. That's all fine. And then this one will just come in, and I think pretty much immediately it's going to make a left-hand turn here, so let's see, what are we going to fit right here? Bring it to the back of this mart, do some more parking for the back side. Might just do 2 here. Yeah, I'll just do 2 there, and then I think I'll do 1, maybe 2 more on this side. Like that. That's symmetrical. Awesome. Then we can grab our trees and throw some of our brand new trees in. Whoa, brand new trees in here. I think this one will look nice. Wow, this is a really big tree actually. Let's use some of the smaller ones. Use a couple of these. We'll combine it with maybe the less snowy one. This thing is huge. This is definitely going to be like the in the forest kind of tree instead of one of these up close trees for these smaller little areas. Pop down some of these little bushes. Kind of just stick out of the snow. That's fine. I kind of like that. Put the thicker ones towards the middle. Looks like they're actually just kind of covered in snow, which is what I'm going for, so that works out pretty well. And then we'll probably work on the foliage there later. I just wanted to get a general idea of how this parking lot was going to look in the back here. So we had a good size, just, you know, flat tarmac parking on this side. We got the big old parking garage back here. That's why we're going to have plenty of office space down this way. Looks like we're filling out our neighborhoods just fine now with all of that new demand, so that's awesome. We're going to have a couple different new neighborhoods over here kind of surrounding this this little school area as well, so no worries about that. Now, how is our capacity? It looks like, oh, that's university, so there's no capacity. Ooh, elementary school and high school are on the brink now, so we're probably going to have to add a new one of those. I think that might go over here somewhere, probably away from this one. Well, maybe on this side then. Probably on this side, actually, because we don't want to have everybody commuting between these roads, because right now this is the only road that's really just it's not really ideal for high traffic right now. It'll be better once we get the buses in, but I think I'm gonna work this area a bit more, and then we'll get onto the buses.
Close your eyes, seek paradise, won't change your mind, can't shake the lights, I'll take the chance and roll the dice, I want it all, just for the night, I live it out like I'll never die, I lose my head in the starry skies, can't chain me down, I feel so alive. Change your mind, can't shake the light, I'll take the chance and roll the dice, just wanna feel the stars surround, the atmosphere never to come down, I'll stand alone, whether right or wrong, it takes me home right where I belong, back down, only one way out, I'll let you run my life, now you won't get me down, untamed, guess I lost my mind, you turned me inside out, no one can stop me now, so turn up the light, turn up the light, this is what I waited for, 'cause the clock keeps ticking, hard for me to keep up, I can't take it no more.
Alright, so we are back now with what actually ended up being a little bit of a bigger project than I was anticipating. I just wanted to go in and, you know, finish off, or at the very least kind of lay out the baseline for our sort of, I guess it's like a mall. It's kind of more just like an entertainment area. We've got some kind of fun places to go and things to do, and we're going to have a park in the middle at some point as well, obviously. But I just wanted this to be kind of like the central hub for all of our commercial stuff, and make it a fun place to be. But on top of that, I kind of realized, and you can still see we're having some mild issues with this, but we needed to have a better way of handling our traffic over here. And because I'm going with this kind of smaller town style way of laying out all of our, you know, commercial and our residential and all that stuff, where I'm kind of creating these individual entry points and little modules of buildings, which is kind of, I guess it's pretty common in like suburban US areas. I don't know if it's very common, you know, elsewhere, but it is pretty common in like suburban US. So I thought it'd be kind of cool to try and incorporate that and make this really feel like a ski town rather than a big large city. So that's why it looks like this, and that's why I made this interchange, which now not only creates an off-ramp that'll go in this direction, which is going to eventually go right on by our future site of the ski resort down this way, and whatever else ends up over here, which might be a bit of a little ski town down this way, maybe even like a couple different resorts. I don't really know what we're going to do quite yet with that, but we've got so much room to experiment and play around with that, so I'm kind of just going to leave it as it is for now, and we'll get there when we get there. But I think we're going to have this highway go down here, probably hop over the water, and then go in this direction. And when I get to that and I actually connect this, I'll probably end up kind of molding these mountains a bit steeper so that they look a bit more like these mountains, just to kind of create more of a fade out so it's not like one giant mountain in the middle of nowhere. Same thing with this side, obviously. So just again, this is definitely just a rough draft, just like something that we can plop down so we know where our mountain is going to be, and you know, we can start forming things around it. So anyway, lots of things that are just not done yet, and I usually don't expand and work out this far without, you know, finishing details in certain areas all around here, but it's just kind of the way that you have to work whenever you're using lots of terraforming, so that's why we're doing it like this. But anyway, in this interchange, like I said, we've got one split that goes this way, and you can access that from any side. We've also got a separate split, and this little loop that is created by either exiting over here or exiting over here, or even just exiting off of the highway that goes down to our ski resort. You can get into this little roundabout thing, or just, I guess, a little turnaround loop, and that loop will take you down over to our new little shopping center. So this is like the first, I guess, the main entrance for this area over here. Now, I did not make an exit, and that's why you're seeing pretty much all of the traffic moving down this road here, causing a bit of congestion over here as they try and get down into this. And it's actually not that bad. Like I said, it's pretty minor, but right now everybody is using only this exit or this exit, which means that all of our traffic from over here and over here and over here has to all funnel into the middle of the city, which of course could be problematic in the future if we kept expanding like this without making any more exits. But I will be making an exit over here. That's what this is for. So this is going to connect over to some sort of avenue down this way, and the idea is pump all the traffic in over here, and maybe a little bit over here, maybe a little bit over here, but mostly in the middle here, and then have it funnel to the right or to the left to get out either over here or over here. That way we're kind of dispersing the traffic and not making too many unnecessary exit points, because honestly, if we made an exit point really anywhere over here or over here, just making more traffic, because then we got all these people trying to cross traffic with the entry point, or trying to, you know, go to an exit that's right here when of course there's one right over here as well. So it seemed kind of redundant to make anything in the middle exit wise, and that's why I did it this way. But we're gonna have an exit over here, so that's all gonna fix itself. And on top of that, we're gonna have public transit, which is what we're gonna do right now, and that should also help with the traffic and whatnot. So here or here? I think over here is better. So we'll do a station here, and we're going to make this one the counterclockwise loop. So we got a station there. We'll make a station right. Man, which spot here? I think I'm going to make the center of the station right here in the middle of this little median right there. So we got a station there. Then we'll head this one down this way so that I can service everything over here. Get you into the little pedestrian overpass and all that stuff. We'll have a station right smack dab in the middle of this area, That's actually an intersection, so I think having it... Let's have it on this side of the intersection, just because then we'll have this one at the end of the roundabout. So now I kind of realized that if we didn't make a station here, this would be a really pointless roundabout, because you could just go to the right here. So I think we need to make a station in the roundabout, which I think will be pretty cool actually. So let's just see what happens when we do this, but I think it'll be really cool to have like a little station right in the middle of the roundabout. I don't know. I guess we'll see if it's actually cool or not. But then from there, I suppose we'll have one right after this stop, or this little light over here. And then I think this is the one spot where we could probably have 2 stations in a row. So I have one there, and then one further down this way, like there. And then I think we'll wrap it up with one in front of the school as well. So right up here at this little light between these 2 intersections here. And then this can go all the way back down. You know, I guess you could probably just throw a stop in down here as well. Well, that's kind of... Is that redundant? I really honestly can't tell. I think this is easily within walking distance. I'm not going to worry about it. I think if you could get off at this stop, you could easily walk down this way, just to kind of speed things along for this little center loop. And then this will be the clockwise loop. We'll do the exact same route, but we'll have it go clockwise instead. So all the way down this way. Have it... Oh, this is a roundabout. Okay, well, I can still add a stop there. Wonder how that's going to play out. Looks like that's going to be alright. Okay. Bring it to there. To there. And then all the way back again. So this should work out pretty well, hopefully. I think that this alone is going to really help with traffic, though, because a lot of the people are coming from the neighborhoods to the commercial zone and vice versa. And then I think anything that we don't fix with this, or you know, at least service with this, can probably take the bus from any of these neighborhoods down this way. So I'm not too concerned about that. Okay, that looks pretty good to me. Now, something that I realized after I stopped recording, or I started working on that interchange anyway, is that we did put these metro lines down, and I'm starting to think that that might not be necessary. I'm going to leave them here, and then if we end up having any more traffic issues, or I want to just like really solidify the public transit system in this area, even though it is a small town, I might make a little like S-bending like thing that goes like this and then like this, and have it like loop over here and then make its own loop here and here. I think that could be kind of cool. I don't know. We'll see about that. That's all just... It's an extra measure that we may not have to actually ever do, but should we probably name these routes? I think that's probably a good idea. And it seems like we always end up getting a whole bunch of them bunched up at the beginning, and then they kind of spread out as we go. But let's take a look at our public transportation. So this line here, we're looking at the counterclockwise. So I'm going to call this the counterclockwise central loop. Oh, I always forget you have to do that. CCW central loop, enter, and this is just the clockwise central loop. Is that right? Yeah, this is the clockwise one. And you know, I actually kind of like the color purple. Like, I think that's a pretty cool color for the trams. Let me see how I feel about that here. I think that's pretty cool. So grab the bus, have our starting stop be here. We'll bring this one out and we'll take it. So this one's going to be the one that goes down to this neighborhood, I think. So I guess it wouldn't really hurt to have it stop out here on the way out, as long as it's not stopping somewhere right in front of a light, maybe like over here. And then I'm gonna make a stop up here just because I know we're gonna put something here later. I don't know what, but we're gonna put something there, so I'm gonna put that stop down. And then I think for this area, I'm gonna put the stop for the bus like right in this little corner. The main stop. Oh, I guess we'll just loop around this little area anyway. Maybe have it loop up to here, take a stop at the park, loop back around again, I don't think it'd be that difficult to walk here if you were a pedestrian. You could walk to pretty much any of these stops from any of these areas. It's not that far of a walk, so maybe have one more stop right on this corner. So that's kind of close enough to walk here and here. And then I guess we'll head back, right? I got pretty much everything in this little area. I'm trying to keep these very like simple loops because I think in the past I've done a lot of loops where they just kind of like zigzag everywhere, and I think being on that bus would suck. You definitely would want to just hop on a bus that's going in one location, so I'm not going to worry about making a whole bunch of different stops. I do think stopping on this side road would be alright though, so we'll do that. Same thing with over here. That might cause some traffic issues, and it's going to loop around again anyway, so I think I'm just going to bring it all the way back in here again. No reason to stop on that side of the road. If we do this, they're going to use this as a turnaround, which actually isn't too bad, so I think I'm going to do that instead of trying to have it make it like go all the way around this or whatever it was going to do anyway. Yeah, we'll just do that. So boom, there's that stop. And then we'll make a new line on the same area, and this one's going to be the one that goes to, let's see, I guess we could have it go to this neighborhood and this neighborhood if we do it right. So we should probably just have it hit this spot on the way out. So we'll have it hit here once and then go into this neighborhood, and it's just going to go in and out, I think. So we'll have it go right down the middle of this neighborhood, give it a stop at the entrance, stop right here, and then we'll head out. That's covering most of it. And then we'll go this way. I think the only entrance, yeah, it's just over here and out here. So I'll probably have it go in here and out there. So we'll go in here, have a nice quick stop in the entry point. Is that a pretty good spot for a stop? I think that is, yeah. And then we gotta have it go all the way around, so I guess we could have a stop over here, another stop over here, stop at the exit point, and then take it all the way back. Theoretically, yeah, okay, good, that's what we want. Right down this street again. And yeah, okay, right back to here again. Perfect. And I think I'm going to try and make all of the stops identical for being in the neighborhoods that go back to the downtowns for this one and for this one. So I'll just leave it as is for now. So we got those two, and I guess I'll just name these two since, yeah. So this is going to be, I don't really have names for these neighborhoods yet, do I? I should probably name these. Alright, well, I guess that's another thing I could take some suggestions on anyway. So if you guys want to suggest some names, I should definitely get some little neighborhood names. Probably gonna name this one all one big name, name this one a name, and then have this one have its own name. And honestly, you just throw out a bunch of suggestions because I'm probably gonna do at least like 1, maybe 2, 3, 4 more neighborhoods at least, possibly some more up here, and that's just in this town. So yeah, plenty of opportunities for names. So I'll be looking for those in the comments for sure. But for now, I'm just gonna say, what are we going to call this? What should we call this stop by the plaza anyway? I mean, I guess this is, wow, lots of people are using this already. That's awesome. I guess this is kind of like, there's a hospital over here. There's this Sagan Tyson Center for Space, I think. Yeah, Center for Space. It's got some shopping. It's got some Walmarts and stuff. So I think this is like this is more like a commercial zone, and this is more like a fun shopping zone or something. You know, there's like clubs and stuff over here. So maybe I'll call this one the this could be the commercial. Just call it the stop commercial, maybe. I don't know. It doesn't really have to be significant because I don't think anybody would actually ever see this. It's just like for our own records. So commercial. Just so we know what we're talking about when we're looking for everything. So commercial slash this is the one that goes to, oh man, where does this one go? Okay, this one goes to the 2 other neighborhoods. So I'll say I'll call them neighborhoods in order when we made them. So this is going to be N3, N2, because it goes to N... Oh, I forgot about that one. I'm not going to name this one. So N3 is here, N2 is the big one. Sweet. And then this is going to be commercial N1, I guess, because it only goes to N1. And then I'm going to make all these buses white. I don't know, I just think it would look... Well, maybe we could do like a more violet color. That's kind of cool. I like that. Sweet. Make this a bit darker so it fits. There we go. Buses are violet. That's awesome. And then we gotta do that again for the other side, I guess. So I'll do that real quick, and then I'll come back and we'll take a look at everything else then. Alright, so I went in and out of those last few bus stops. I also did a little bit of work in this part of our new, I guess what I'm now calling the leisure area. And I just added like a little exit point over here on this side. I'm playing this in fast forward so we can see all the traffic now, but it seems to be much better already, and this is of course with everybody still trying to exit on this one exit point over here. So we are getting a bit of congestion on this road and this road over here, which is obviously totally understandable, but we do get plenty of services over this way. And when I say services, I mean just people's cars can now drive down this way and get to the neighborhoods pretty easily without taking this road over here. But of course we also have services like the buses running straight over here to the leisure area or to the commercial, and then off to whatever neighborhood they're living in. So we'll get over to the actual detailing and working out all this stuff in hopefully the next episode. I think next episode I'm just going to kind of sit down and work on making all this look nice, because we've definitely built quite a bit without actually going in and detailing all the different little areas. So we'll get to that, and then I think once we're done with the detailing, we can continue to expand a little bit in this direction, because you can see we still do have some demand for residential, and we definitely want to get this different exit point connected up so we have all that stuff working. I don't think I'm actually going to go all the way to the tip of this little island. I think I'm actually going to totally reshape what all this looks like, because honestly, as a default map, it's got some kind of like rigid, just like very boring looking rivers. So I kind of want to make everything look nicer, make it feel more like a little mountain town kind of hidden away in a bit of a valley. We did call it Grizzly Valley after all, so I'm probably going to have some smaller foothill kind of mountains over here on this side, kind of going right up against the different neighborhoods over here and over here, and make all that stuff look nice as well. But that's in the far future, because of course before that even happens, after we get our neighborhoods kind of worked out, we'll be expanding off in the mountains. We'll be doing the ski resort at some point, and we'll be working on the front range of our mountains over here and getting some neighborhoods and all that stuff in. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode. I'll be hopefully uploading this one just as frequently as Rhinestone Island from now on. I'm trying to kind of go back and forth between the two, so we have something to kind of work with and a bit of fresh content. I don't have to be doing the same thing every single week. We can finally have kind of some variation between the two, because I like going back and playing on the winter map. I think it's a lot of fun. I really like the way that the snow looks and everything. I think it's a lot of fun to play on this one as well. So let me know what you guys think about all that stuff. Give me some name suggestions, and I'll get back to those in the next episode for all our different little districts, and I'll get everything sorted out, and we'll get on to the next thing. So hope you guys enjoyed, and as always, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.